Hello, this is Kitegirl, Annabelle Drumm, and I'm coming to you today from a hotel room in Philadelphia. I am near the airport, so if you hear big planes flying over, that's why. Now, today I wanted to talk to you about male-female aspect leadership. The differences between male and female aspect is quite a lot, so I want to explain that a little deeper, and I'm going to use this battery as an example. Now, if you have a look at a battery, it's got a male end, and we know it's male because it's got a sticking out bit like boys, and a female end, which has the indentation like a girl. So you have plus and minus, push and pull, and they must be perfectly balanced to get the most power out of the battery. Now, if we look at the push-pull aspect of it, let's have a closer look at that. The push side is kind of like leadership by pushing. It's by forcing people to do what you want them to do, whether it's using rules, regulations, limitations, or it might be even more direct, like pushing the neighbouring country into doing what you want by putting war on them and deciding to take them over and control them. So these are all masculine ways of leading, the push aspect. Now, male and female aspect leadership doesn't have anything to do with whether you're a man or a woman. Now, you will find that there are plenty of women that get into leadership roles, whether they're in government or in corporations or even school principals, and even how you act as a mum. So it more depends on the aspect that you take, the way that you decide to lead. If you look at women in government and corporations, you'll often find that they take on the male aspects of leadership in order to survive. So they need to concentrate on lowering their voice. They will change the way that they dress. They leave behind the fluffy, frivolous hairdos, leave behind all the frilly clothes, the feminine stuff, and tend to adopt very straight, strong colours, clean-lined clothes. And you'll find that they can certainly match toe-to-toe any male counterpart in debate or any other thing. However, I feel that we're currently moving into a new age where the feminine aspect is taking over. That doesn't mean that females are going to suddenly end up all the leaders, but the way that they lead, and males and females lead, is going to be different. And it's going to be like the pull part of the battery. The pulling is encouraging, inspiration, drawing people towards you rather than pushing them into doing what you want them to do. Now, inspiring speakers have been around for a very long time. However, it's become even more important these days that we take a good look at that person and make sure that we're really understanding the full content of what they are suggesting in their speeches. It's not just like seeing them with sequins in your eyes, like they explain in the Chicago musical. You can't afford to be blown away by the show business side of it. You've got to really take Hitler was an excellent example of that. He was brilliant at the female aspect leadership to get him into power. Once he was in power, of course, he could immediately switch to the male aspect. And so there I'm not sure whether it was a bit of a front, an act, in order to get into Parliament, or whether he genuinely changed his mind as to how he was going to lead the country and changed to a push aspect. A hell of a push. But of course it's much harder work to push people into doing what you want, because every time you push you're going to get resistance. It's much easier, I feel it will be from here on, to inspire people to do what you want. And of course, as I'm saying, for the audience to look in, or the people that are looking at the leader, they've got to be able to see that what is being said is going to benefit the majority of the group of people that are being led. This is going to become the big essence of it all. You can't get blown away by the show business of an inspiring speaker. You've got to really look deeply into what it is that what the agenda is and behind it, whether they're going to be leading to benefit the majority of people, or just a small amount of people, or even just themselves. Now, the balance has been for centuries that we have led from that male aspect leadership. But I feel that there is a turning point right now. I mean, even look at Obama. He's left-handed, right? Left-handed. If you look at this, left-handed is run by the right brain. That is the feminine aspect leadership. So maybe we're on the right track right now, looking to inspire people rather than pushing them into doing things. And I find even as a parent that as you start encouraging children to do what you want them to do. You actually give them the opportunity to decide for themselves whether that's a good idea. The minute you give them that empowerment, they do feel empowered, but they also learn to trust their judgment, whether this is going to be a good idea or not. So once you get to be an adult, then you can judge better when you look at a leader and decide whether it's all show business and a front, or whether what you're getting is a genuine leader who's interested in benefiting the majority. So we'll talk about this a bit more. I'm off to New York now. I won't be taking my computer, so I'll talk to you when I get back to Sydney.